Buon pomeriggio, beautiful people. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another workout walkthrough. So today's session was again a lower body session, but I was focused on targeting and addressing possible imbalances between one side of my legs, my glutes, versus the other. So I integrated today a lot of unilateral exercises, which means that you work one side of the body at a time. In this case, one cheek of the glutes or one leg in the leg press, as you will see. So yeah, alternating between bilateral exercises when you use both legs and unilateral exercises when you use one leg at a time is really good for addressing size differences or strength differences. So yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And without further ado, let's get into the workout. So obviously after warming up and stretching, the first exercise we're going to do is a squat. Now this is a staple. You'll hear over and over again that compound movements such as the squat are great for targeting the lower body and to build the strength. So yeah, squats, very easy, very simple. Here I just ensured to maintain my back straight and I did 4 sets of 8 reps. Now I went a little bit heavy on the weight because I'm trying to progressively overload to get to a point where I can do comfortably 100 kilo squats. So yeah, it's a work in progress, and I think the most important thing that you should do is to ensure that you are increasing the weight little by little so that you can still feel it as a challenging exercise, but not so challenging that your form starts to be sloppy and yeah, not as good for your posture. Then after the first exercise, we're gonna jump into our first superset, and this one we're gonna start off the superset with a unilateral movement. You guessed it. So this is a single leg hip thrust. You could do it with a barbell and adopt a B stance, but I think to really emphasize the movement on one cheek and to really ensure that you're not taking over with whichever side that tends to be predominant or dominant, I think single leg hip thrusts are the best tool that you could have. Here I just took a dumbbell and put it on my lap, as you've seen, and the trick to find the balance and to find that my muscle connection is to place the working leg, so the foot that is on the floor, slightly near to the center of your body, so it's not a wide stance as if you were doing a normal hip thrust. And if you do the movement slow and steady, you will really feel it on that glute or the working leg. And here I personally have to divide it between 6 and 6. So I do 6 reps on one leg, 6 up on the other one, and then repeat straight away 6 reps on the first leg and 6 reps on the second leg. And this is just because my knees are a little bit weak. They tend to suffer a lot when I do movements over and over again for a repeated amount of time. So I would personally suggest that if you can do it all 12 reps on one leg, I would. But if you're like me that you suffer with a little bit of pain, then if you split the reps, I don't think it's a huge problem. And straight after that, we're going to jump into dumbbell Romanian deadlifts. Again, this is an amazing exercise to target the hamstrings and to as well work on the glutes. I think it's really important here to ensure that your back is straight, that it doesn't really go much past parallel to the floor on the way down, and as well that you initiate the movement back on the way up by squeezing your glutes forward as opposed to just pushing your shoulders up. So I think it's a very important difference of movement. So yeah, ensure that you initiate all the movements from squeezing the glutes forward and you will really feel it. And yeah, we're going to do 10 reps of that, and that's it. That is the first superset, and we're going to repeat that for a total of 4 times. So once you do it once, you repeat it 3 more times and then you're done. Now, because we've been doing a bilateral exercise when doing squats, a unilateral exercise when doing the single leg hip thrust, and back into a bilateral exercise when doing the Romanian deadlifts, we're now going to alternate it with another unilateral exercise on the leg press. So here I chose a B stance on the leg press because again, I'm trying to work on one leg at a time. And I personally think the B stance really helps with balance, with maintaining a good form, and as well there isn't many places where you can put the non-working leg on a leg press. So yeah, just put it on the edge at the bottom just to keep it there and ensure that I do not use it at all to perform the reps. I think is really good. So yeah, we're going to do 10 reps per side. Here I went relatively heavy, but really the only thing that you should really be concerned about is not necessarily the weight, but rather the movement that is really smooth, that you are not locking your knee when you finish your rep, because the weight can really injure your joints. So just make sure not to lock the knee. And yeah, once you do it 10 reps per one leg, you're going to alternate the placement of your feet. And I found personally that placing on an ever so slightly wider stance allows my knee to go ever so slightly past the side of my chest, and that helps for depth of movement, and that helps for me on a mind muscle connection kind of side. So yeah, once you've finished doing 10 reps per side, you're gonna take a rest, and then you're going to repeat it for a total of 4 sets. And then for our penultimate exercise, we're going to jump on the leg curl machine to once again target our hamstrings, because on the first time that we did Romanian deadlifts, the hamstrings are more on a lengthened position, whereas here with the leg curls, we are focusing more on the end of the range of motion of the hamstring. And yeah, we're just going to do a 1 1/4 reps in a very smooth, slow and controlled manner, really ensuring that when you do the quarter rep at the bottom, it really squeeze your hamstrings. So you really drive the movement, engaging the hamstrings. And 1 1/4 reps count as 1 rep, and you're going to do it for a total of 10 reps. And yeah, the other little cue I would say in terms of form is to really engage your abs, which avoids your quads taking over because your body is way more stable. And as well, whenever you're releasing the weight before doing the next rep, I would ensure that you just don't let the machine reset to position, but rather that you mindfully release your muscles very slowly back to the starting position. And then our last exercise is going to be a little bit of a burner exercise. So we're going to hop onto the hip abduction machine, and we're going to do 2 sets of 20 reps of hip abduction. But here there's a little bit of a change of method. So we're going to do the first 10 reps leaning forward with our upper body, and this is going to basically ensure that we initiate the movement from the upper part of our glutes. Then once we've finished the initial 10 reps, we're going to straight away sit back on the machine, and we're going to continue doing it for another 10 reps, and you will feel here the difference because the movement now is more concentrated on the side of the glutes. So it's a little trick of changing position to targeting different areas, and I think if you do it back to back for a total of 20 reps, it's going to really exhaust the muscle. It's going to really make you feel the burn in that area, and it's going to very nicely finish a very effective workout. So yeah, you don't need to do more than 2 sets, I don't think. I think it's quite hard, it's quite intense, and you definitely leave the gym with a tiny little burn on your glutes. And yeah, this was my latest lower body session that I really enjoyed, and I think it's really important to mindfully know what exercises you're doing and why, because little things like unilateral exercises are a must in my opinion to target and address possible imbalances in your physique or possible imbalances in your strength, because it's kind of unavoidable for one side of the body to take over if the other side is ever so slightly weaker. So yeah, if you want to balance it out, ensure that your body is nice and symmetrical, I would definitely make sure to incorporate some unilateral exercises in your sessions. So this is everything from me today. I really hope you liked this video. If you did, then please don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and turn the bell notification on so you know when I upload. And hopefully I will see you next time. Ciao!